Hello everyone. In the previous video we have discussed about the determination of the electrode potential by using the reference electrode, as well as we have discussed about the calculation of cell potential by using the Nernst equation. When the cell reaction is given, we can determine the non-standard cell potential. When the electrode potentials are given in the standard state, we can also determine the standard cell potential. And when we know the non-standard standard cell potential and the concentrations of the species, we can determine the non-standard cell potential by using Nernst equation. This we have discussed in detail in the previous video. Now in this video we are going to discuss about the galvanic cells or voltaic cells. There are two types of voltaic cells, primary voltaic cell and secondary voltaic cell. Primary voltaic cell means the cells which cannot be recharged. Once the chemicals are consumed, they should be discarded, they should be thrown out. They cannot be used again by recharging. So here such a type of cells are the primary cells which cannot be recharged. On the contrary, secondary voltaic cells are the cells which can be recharged again and again. Many turns of discharge and recharge is possible, and the cell reaction is reversed by recharging the cell. Once the chemicals are consumed, that chemicals can be again regenerated by recharging the cell. Such a types of cells are called as the secondary voltaic cells, which can be used again by recharging. Let us come to the example of primary voltaic cell, which is the dry cell. Let us see the construction of this dry cell, which is shown in the figure. The outer part is zinc container. This is the zinc container. It encloses a graphite rod which acts as the cathode. This is the graphite rod, act as the cathode. Top of this graphite rod is closed by the brass cap, and besides this graphite rod, MnO2, a paste of MnO2 and carbon is filled. Exactly outside of this graphite rod, a paste of MnO2 and carbon is filled in that. This is the black colored powder. And after that, a paste of ammonium chloride and zinc chloride is filled in this. This acts as the electrolyte. So the paste of ammonium chloride and zinc chloride is placed besides the paste of manganese dioxide and carbon. So zinc container encloses all this, and this zinc container acts as anode, and graphite rod acts as cathode. This is about the construction of the dry cell. This here only figure of this can be asked in the exam. Rest of the part is deleted. 1 mark for the sketch of this figure and 1 mark for the labelings. So this is the primary voltaic cell. Once the chemicals gets exhausted, this cell is to be thrown out. This cannot be put in use again. This cannot be recharged. This becomes dead after the use. It is to be thrown. Let us come to the example of secondary voltaic cell. Nickel cadmium cell. Nickel cadmium is a secondary voltaic cell. This cell can be recharged again and again. This includes many cycles of discharge and recharge. As the chemicals produced are solid that adheres to the electrode surface, and the cell can be recharged. The potential of the cell is about 1.4 volt. And as there are many cycles of discharge and recharge, this cell has a longer life. This has a longer life as compared to the dry cells. Dry cells, once the chemicals gets exhausted, these needs to be thrown out. They cannot be recharged. This can be recharged, so it has a longer life. Anode is metallic cadmium. Cathode is nickel oxide supported on nickel. Cathode is nickel oxide supported on nickel, and electrolyte is KOH solution. This is used in the electronic watches, calculators, photographic equipments. So this is about the use: electronic watches, calculators, photographic equipments. See here the diagram or the sketch of this naked storage cell. It is shown in the figure how it is commercially available in the market as a Cadnica. This is a Cadnica, nickel cadmium battery. So it is Cadnica. This is the positively charged electrode, which is nickel oxide supported on nickel, and cathode is metallic cadmium. So this is about the electrolyte is filled in between. See the cathode and anode reactions of nickel cell. On the anode, oxidation takes place. Metallic cadmium loses 2 electrons, and cathode is made of nickel oxide supported on nickel. So here nickel oxide is in +4 state. It converts to +2 state in the nickel hydroxide. So +4 has converted to +2 by gaining 2 electrons. So this is the reduction. Reduction takes place on the cathode. Oxidation takes place on the anode. Anode is metallic cadmium. Cathode is nickel oxide supported on nickel. So here oxidation of cadmium takes place and reduction of nickel takes place here. 4 plus nickel has converted to 2 plus in the nickel hydroxide. When these two reactions are added, we get overall cell reaction. In the cell reaction, cadmium hydroxide, nickel hydroxide are the products, and these products remain stick to the electrode surfaces, and this reaction can be reversed by recharging or by supplying electricity. This cell reaction can be reversed, which is called as the recharging of this nickel cell. The another example of secondary voltaic cell is the fuel cell. This is bit advanced and more useful in the future, as it is 70% more efficient than the other secondary voltaic cells, as well as it is non-pollutant. It is non-pollutant because the product obtained is only sole product is water. Only one product is obtained, that is water. So fuel cell construction is given in this figure. From the anode side, hydrogen gas is passed. From the cathode side, oxygen gas is passed. And here the electrolyte is aqueous KOH. It is hot aqueous KOH. It is hot. It is hot aqueous KOH is filled in this container. From the anode side, hydrogen is passed. From the cathode side, oxygen gas is passed in this container. and the container is filled with the hot aqueous KOH as an electrolyte. This acts as an electrolyte. This anode is carbon electrode. Cathode is also porous carbon electrode impregnated with platinum. So anode is porous carbon rods impregnated with finely divided platinum. Platinum acts as a catalyst. Finely divided platinum catalyzes the reaction at the faster rate. So finely divided, surface area increases. So the rate of the reaction increases. So platinum acts as a catalyst. It allows only the surface area for the reaction to take place. Platinum does not take part in the reaction. It acts as a catalyst. So anode and cathode both are made up of the carbon rods. So these are made up of the carbon rods impregnated with the finely divided platinum. Electrolyte is hot aqueous KOH. Drawbacks of fuel cell are cost of preparing hydrogen gas is very high. So this cell, using of this cell is very costly. Then hydrogen gas is hazardous to handle because it may catch fire and it burns. So handling of this, it is bit hazardous. Carefully it should be handled. Applications of this fuel cells are, so this act as a source of electricity in space satellites. In the space satellites, the electricity source is fuel cell. As the sole product is, as the sole product is water, it is used for drinking by astronaut. As the sole product is water, it is used for drinking by astronaut. This water obtained is used for the drinking purpose by astronauts. It is 70 to 80% more efficient than other cells and can be used as a cleaner source of electricity in the future wherever necessary. Wherever necessary, this can be used as a cleaner source because the product is only water. So it is non-pollutant. This cell is a non-pollutant and 70 to 80% more efficient than the other cells. This is about the applications. Then the third secondary voltaic cell given for your study is a mercury battery. The anode is zinc amalgamated with mercury. Cathode is a paste of mercury and carbon. Paste of mercury and carbon. Electrolyte is strongly alkaline and made of paste of KOH and zinc oxide. Electrolyte is strongly alkaline. KOH, alkaline. It is strongly alkaline. A paste of KOH and zinc oxide act as the electrolyte. The electrode reactions are, on the anode, oxidation takes place. So here zinc undergoes oxidation to form Zn2+, and 2 electrons are lost. Here mercury it is in the +2 state, 2+ state. It gains 2 electrons to form mercury in the liquid state. So this is the reduction reaction which takes place on the cathode. This takes place on the cathode, this takes place on the anode. This is anode reaction oxidation, this is cathode reaction reduction. So here mercury ions which are there in the +2 state, that gets converted to mercury. So this is the reduction. When these two half reactions are added, we get overall cell reaction. So in the overall cell reaction, products are zinc oxide and mercury in the liquid state. So this is about the mercury battery. The overall cell reaction involves only solid substances. There is no change in the electrolyte. Here, this obtained is in liquid state. Zinc oxide obtained is in the solid state. There is no change in the electrolyte composition during operation. There is no change in the electrolyte composition during operation. Electrolyte is here strongly alkaline paste of KOH and zinc oxide. So here the product is zinc oxide obtained. So there is no change in the electrolyte composition during operation. The mercury battery therefore provides a more constant voltage, that is 1.35 volt. It provides a more constant voltage, that is 1.35 volt, than the Leclanche or dry cell. This is primary voltaic cell. It has considerably higher capacity and longer life than dry cell. Obviously, this has the longer life than the dry cell because this can be recharged again. This can be recharged. Its life can be increased. So it contains many cycles of discharge and recharge. So it has more longevity than the dry cell. It is used in hearing aids, electric watches and pacemakers. Hearing aids, electric watches and pacemakers uses the mercury battery for the electricity. Here are some questions given. So you need to write this in your notebook. Draw neat and label diagram of dry cell and fuel cell. Write the anode and cathode reactions of naked cell. What are the applications of fuel cell? What are the secondary voltaic cell? What are the secondary voltaic cells? Give examples. Give some examples of the secondary voltaic cells. So in this way we have discussed about the primary and secondary voltaic cells which are given for your study this year. So answer these questions and try to understand. Thank you.